G'day YouTube, it's range day, perfect day for it too, nice sunny weather, moderate temperatures, doesn't look like there's any wind around, couldn't ask for better. Righto, back from the range, and thought I'd just go through and analyse what all these little holes in these pieces of paper actually mean to me. Probably mean nothing to anybody else, but what are you going to do? First off, just to explain, this little fella down here by himself, that was the first shot after reinstalling the scope and doing a rough bore sighting. As you can see, I was actually aiming dead center between the two targets, just to give me plenty of space either side to find the piece of the shot and adjust the scope to, but it only landed an inch away, so didn't need too much adjusting. Having said that though, these couple of shots here are just fine tuning the scope, and then there's a couple of random shots here which are just first shots after cleaning the barrel, just to get it ready for a proper group. So the first recorded group with useful data would be this one. Here I've started half a grain above the recommended starting load, just to see what it did. Not too bad, sub 3/4 of a MOA, pretty good. If it had kept shooting like that, I would have been very happy. But as you can see, the next two groups, I've actually increased the charge, half a grain there, then another half a grain, and they're getting consistently bigger. So to me that means obviously a lighter charge is what it prefers. So with that in mind, I've dropped it back to 42.5 and tried a 5-shot group. This group's not much better. 1.8, I mean, to me that's not happy. I'm a target shooter and I'm used to getting below half an inch groups. So 1.8 is not acceptable to me. But still useful data. I also think that maybe the size of this group may have something to do with the rest. I had to borrow a rest because I stupidly forgot to bring my own, and the range rests aren't very sturdy things. They may be sturdy, but they're not heavy duty like mine. Mine probably weighs a good few kilos. This thing probably weighed about half a kilo. And I think you can actually see in the videos that it jumps around when you fire a shot. But continuing on, I decided to go back to 42 grains, which is the recommended starting load, and fire another 5-shot group just to see what would happen. And the actual shot dispersion in this group I think is a lot better. It's sort of a nice round pattern, which I think makes it easier to predict where the shot's going to land. So 42 grain seems to be the preferred powder charge. Next step was to start experimenting with the seating depth. So I fired another 2 3-shot groups. This one I've gone plus 5 thou, and then plus 10 thou. And you can see that those groups have got smaller. So extending the overall length obviously seems to help, which probably makes sense because this being an older rifle, the lens may be wearing a little bit in the throat, and sticking the projectile a little bit further up that barrel may be helping to stabilise it. Well, that's my theory anyway. So I was getting pretty close to home time, so I shot one more 5-shot group with the 42 grains plus 10 thou seating depth. And apart from this one, which I think again may have been me or the rest, because that was my 3rd shot, these two were my first, nice and touching, and then 4th and 5th have gone back in that group. And I clearly recall that shot not feeling right. You can sort of tell once you pull the trigger if you're going to fuck it or not, and I definitely fucked that one. So apart from that shot, I'm quite happy with that group, under an inch. So with 90 grain projectiles, your intended prey would be probably goats or pigs. So shooting out to 200 yards, you're looking at a 2-inch shot pattern. That's more than enough to get you in the kill zone for a chest shot on something like a goat or a pig. I'd be very happy if I can confirm if that's what that load is actually doing. So next time I go to the range, I'll load up enough to do a couple more groups and check that's what it's actually doing. Okay, I hope people found this interesting or useful. If not, oh well. I'll catch you next time.